Okay, this is the review and installation instructions of the RND. This is the screen protector, matte finish anti-glare for the Motorola Photon. And I've got one photon with it on and one photon with it off. So there's the light glaring off the one without the screen protector, and there's the anti-glare with the screen protector. So you can see quite a bit of difference there. Much less glare on the anti-glare. Now I'm going to show you how to seamlessly install this sucker in such a manner that it will be so easy, and it will install itself with zero air bubbles. The first one I installed was a disaster, and there was air bubbles all over it, and I almost gave up on this thing. I thought they were stupid and ridiculous. They were the worst thing I ever installed. But then I did it again in a different way, almost letting it install itself. And what I did, this is number one, that comes off first. There's actually three pieces here. So I'm going to remove the first piece. That's going to reveal the layer, and then a layer underneath it. So I'm going to leave the number 2 on and just remove the number 1. Now I am going to let this install itself. If you try to install it the way the instructions tell you, you're going to have all kinds of air bubbles. But if you just get this thing perfectly situated, figure out where it's going to go. I'm not letting it touch right now. And then basically,
Snoopy, you'll have to be all the animals in our play. Can you be a sheep? How about a cow?
I'm letting it install itself. Can I see an air bubble there? So I'm going to pull back, and I'm going to go again. Let's try it again.
No.
Look at that. It's installing itself. I do see some air bubbles. First time around, I didn't have any air bubbles. So this time I'm not having quite the luck I had the first time. A little tricky, and I'm trying not to get fingerprints on the inside layer.
Alright, script girl, continue with the scripts.
Oh, I keep getting just one air bubble each time.
You've got to get rid of that stupid blanket. And here, memorize these lines. I can't memorize these lines.
Interesting. When I did this last time, I didn't have a single air bubble. It just installed itself, literally. Oh, I think I have a speck there. That's why. That's why there's a speck there. There we go. It was a speck that was creating an air pocket.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are good reasons.
Huh. Well, it's making a liar out of me. First time, this went so well. First time I did this, I didn't have a single air bubble at all. It's going well on one side, but not going so well on this other side. Oh, I have a feeling I'm going to be stuck with some pretty nasty air bubbles. Maybe not. You know, I can see now that there were some specks on this screen, and every one of those little stinking specks of dust, I did clean it first, but every one of those specks of dust has caused a little bit of a problem. Nonetheless, this is still better than other screen protectors I've installed as far as air bubbles, but I seem to have a lot of specs. And I think this screen protector says that you can actually remove it and reinstall it the way it's designed. It allows you to do that. You can actually remove it, clean it, and reinstall it. But as you can see, anywhere where there's a speck of dust, you get an air bubble. And that's not good. So you really want this sucker, your unit, to be really clean, and really want to install this in a dust-free spot. Now this is still better than most screen protectors. I've been doing this for 15 years, installing these screen protectors on things. Now one thing I did the first time, I made a mistake of when you peel this, be careful that the bottom layer stays on. One time I peeled this and it came back up with it, so make sure that layer is on there as you peel it. It's too bad because the last one I did, there wasn't a single air bubble and I didn't even touch it. I literally just let it install itself. But you definitely, obviously, do not want any of those little specks in there. Every one of those little pieces of dust. Nonetheless, it's still not bad. Okay, and there you go. And it works good. You can see Its sensitivity is fantastic, no problems there. You don't lose any sensitivity. And even though it gets pixelated, when you buy an anti-glare, any anti-glare is going to be pixelated, but the feel is wonderful. It's so smooth, it's not sticky. Even if your fingers are, in fact my fingers are kind of sticky right now, and it's just so smooth. It's such a better feel, a better usage of the unit. Alright, enjoy.